Welcome to the final day of action here in Málaga for Wodland Fest 2025. And before the men in the Heat 1 for the Elite Division come out, I just want to give a shout out to all the judges, all the volunteers, all the people who work incredibly hard behind the scenes to make this possible. Most people who are watching at home who've never done this would have no idea the commitment level, the passion, and the effort that's put in by these people you see on screen and many others behind the scenes to make these competitions possible for some of the best athletes in the world, and for people like you and me to have the chance to watch them do the things that they train all year round, year after year to do. We introduce you to the athletes who can get onto the floor here. Ercan Dokaj out of Albania, the red shirt. Tim Sinai there. France. Alexander Marsalak. Young-Hee Lim out of South Korea. Tyler Clark out of Australia. Rob Skalaki from the UK. Ayer Gunsteinsen out of Iceland. Joni Mata out of Finland. Jan Guznak from Poland. Diego Calderon out of France. Sam Whitworth out of the UK. Aaron Madrid representing Spain. Daniel Goulet and Alejandro Ocaña Rafa Roku, Daniel Goulet, and Alejandro Ocaña will round out the heat. The task at hand this morning is workout number 6. It's the Wodland chipper, and the layout on the floor tells the story for you. We'll zoom back out here and you guys can see the GHDs, which is where they'll start. They move to the row, then to the dumbbell thrusters, and then to the deficit handstand push-ups. Strict, required. You see the Ruster plates there. So the deficit is that red plus yellow. Not entirely sure of exactly how many centimeters or inches it is. Probably about 4 to 5 inches and the equivalent number of centimeters. Watched the Crown divisions and the Masters take this on, and there definitely were some people who got stuck up on the gymnastics. So even though there's only 10 reps down there, it can be a critical part of this one. Ultimately, we're going to be building towards the final heats for the men and women today, in which there are some incredibly close and compelling races going on with athletes from all over the world vying for CrossFit Games invitations, podium spots, and prize money. Big implications on the line as Heat 1 for the men is underway. 40 GHD sit-ups. If you've been following along all weekend, thank you guys for supporting the competition and the athletes over here in Spain. We have athletes from every continent competing in the elite men and women's divisions, as well as several community divisions, teens and masters and teenagers. The Crown is on site. If you're not following along with the Crown, you may want to. It's really gaining some momentum in Europe, and I think it's only a matter of time before it starts to spread throughout the world. It'll also be in Gothenburg in Sweden. My friend Roger and John Singleton collaborating to make that possible, and I believe 60 young men and women will be up there, similarly to what they have competing here this weekend. So it's a great initiative that's going on for the youngsters, the up-and-comers. Of course, there are other opportunities like the Teenage CrossFit Games and the Pit Teen Throwdown, but in Europe specifically, they are starting to create more and more opportunities through the Crown Series for that. Diego Calderon, the fit process out of CrossFit Gymnast there in the white cutoff amongst the leaders coming out. He's in lane 11. But all the men are now onto the 30-calorie row. Nine calories. 9-calorie lead out of the gate. Joe, my good friend on the MC Mike here in Spain, lets me know. 5 calories to go for Diego. And this, when you're in the first heat out of 4 on the last day, and you see something that you like, you may as well go for it. So Calderon is putting the pressure on here. Now they're gonna face towards the rig for this first set of thrusters, and then on the way back out, they'll face the other way to indicate that they're heading back up this down and back Wodland chipper. Calderon's gonna be joined by Sam Whitworth right next to him. Tim Sinai way down there, and Rafa Roku. My top 2 in the heat. Move forward every 10 as you see Whitworth there. So 10 behind the white line and then 10 in front of it. Calderon taking a break, Whitworth as well. I'm kind of pinned here for a second. Sam is counting out seconds on his fingers there before picking the weights back up, holding himself accountable. Last 2 reps and now 1 for Calderon. Last rep for Whitworth. They got some company though. On the right side there in the black and green, lane 14, Rafa Roku. So the top 3 guys are all gonna be kicking up at a pretty similar interval here. And then right in front of Roku, Daniel Goulet as well. So top 4 in the screen, 10 strict deficit handstand push-ups. And actually the top 5 are all next to each other here, as in lane 13, Aaron Madrid moves forward as well. So far, no one moving super speedily on these. Definitely, if this is a strength of yours and you can knock these out, you can make a move. So let's see if anyone's got it. Yoni Mata with a no rep right out of the gate there. Hand up for a couple of the guys in lane 13. Aaron Madrid with a set of 6 to kick things off. Calderon kicks on with 3 to go. Whitworth with 4 remaining. Every man is on the strict deficit handstand push-ups, but these are still the leaders on the floor. Two reps to go for Calderon, 1 rep to go for Madrid, and in lane 13, Aaron Madrid will take advantage of the strict deficit handstand push-up skill. Calderon's going to be right behind him. So new leader coming out of the rig is Madrid, followed by the man who has been leading, Diego Calderon. Sam Whitworth will come out in 3rd. Madrid taking a break on that first set of thrusters. Calderon looks like he's going to power through for the first time. So Diego will advance and set him down. And the last part of this is the 30 cal roll, the 40 GHGs. You'd imagine that getting there is the recipe for success. Harder to make a move on those relative to these middle 50 reps. Rob Skilaki making the move on the handstand push-ups. He's all the way up to 4th in the heat. We'll shift around so we can get him in the back part of the frame there as the hand goes up for Calderon. And Calderon will move forward first, so overtakes Madrid for the lead. 1 rep to go for Aaron. And Aaron will come forward, so it's Diego Calderon, Aaron Madrid, last rep for Whitworth. France, Spain, and then the UK. Skilaki in the back left there in the gray t-shirt, black shorts and knee pads. 3 reps to go. Joni Mata out of Finland will move forward. He's in a battle for 5th in the heat. There comes Skilaki. Mata there in the brown shorts. Ayer Gunsteinsen made a move on the rig. He was the last one to the rig, but he passed several men on it. And Kyung-hee Lim out of South Korea. We have 2 South Korean men, 2 South Korean women competing here. One of those women is Sung-young Choi. And she is currently in 3rd place, 1 point out of 2nd, 1 point ahead of 4th. So it's a crazy race on the podium for the women's side. And one of the fittest women that Asia has ever seen is absolutely asserting herself as being relevant against some very good European athletes here in Málaga. Joni Mata up to 5th in the heat. Hand goes up for Calderon. Lim and Gunsteinsson each with 2 reps to go. And they'll both finish at the same time, 6th and 7th in the opening heat of 4 of 60 total men in this division. But Diego Calderon, who's been leading from the start, one of his training partners, Pierre Demoule, will be in this heat also. And then on the women's side, Margot Massé currently sits in 10th, so a nice representation for CrossFit Jannat. You guys may be familiar with that name if you're a fan of the CrossFit Games, especially in the team division, as they podiumed a few years ago and have been regularly sending teams to the semifinals in Europe. Aaron Madrid's going to move 3rd to the GHDs here. It's Calderon, Whitworth, Madrid, and then Skilaki, and as expected, not much movement on the rower. It's really about getting through that middle 50 reps with the thrusters, handstand push-ups, thrusters. Jan Guzman out of Poland, done with the thrusters. All of the men now on the rower or the GHDs in this opening heat. Ronnie Mata maintaining that 5 spot. 3 reps to go, and this is a pretty fast time here for Diego Calderon. Diego Calderon, 8:40 unofficial. CrossFit Jannat, France, opens up with a heat win here on Sunday in Málaga. Final reps for Sam Whitworth. Nice start to Sunday for Sam. Fist pump across the finish line. Just past the 9-minute mark, 14-minute time cap here. Most of the men on these GHDs, 5 to go for Aaron Madrid. He's had to take a couple breaks, but it doesn't look like it's too much to give away any positions. Aaron Madrid, 3rd place in the opening heat here for the men on Sunday. Great work on him. Rob Skilaki will placate 2 men from the UK in the top 4 in heat number 1. And Joni Mata out of Finland. And we will get to see him in Finland in June at the Turku Tuomiopäivä. He finished 3rd in the qualifiers there. And Joni Mata across the line. Lane 15, Daniel Goulet. Finish up 10:27. Lane 14, right in front of us here, Rafa Roku's judge's hand goes up, as well as Tyler Clark and Kyung Hee Lim. So we're going to have potentially a little race to the finish here. Several athletes' hands in the air. Rafa Roku will be the next man across. There comes Tyler Clark. Right in front of us, lane 16, Alejandro Ocaña. And now Kyung Hee Lim will jog it in. 4 men, still working away here. Alexander Marcilak, the red shoes there. Oh, you're gonna have a little race. It says gonna be Alexander. And here comes Jan out of Poland. Close out the Wodland chipper. Iota Gunsteinsson, really good on those handstand push-ups, but GHD slow him down a little bit here. 2 reps to go for Iota. Gunsteinsson will close it out. And Albania's Erzan Dokaj, last one working there. 2 minutes to the cap. We'll have a 5-minute reset. We'll come back with Heat 2 for the elite men. In a few minutes. But Diego Calderon, 8:40 opens up Sunday with a Heat win for France. See you for Heat 2 after this. Heat 2 for the elite men on the competition floor, getting set to take on the Wodland chipper. Ingi Jonsson will be here in lane 16 out of Iceland. Antonio Garcia Robolo here in lane 15 out of Spain. And Miguel Garcia, Spain, lane 14. Anshan Grim out of South Korea in lane 13. Lane 12, we have Pedro Munoz, Spain. As I promised, there is Pierre de Mule, Diego Calderon's training partner. Diego with the tap time in Heat 1 of 8:40. That's what they'll be chasing down. Marcus Schweidman here in lane number 10. Alvaro Gomez, Ninja, will be in lane number 9. Victor Cardenas, nice workout yesterday. Had a Heat win for him. He'll be in lane 8. Felix Sobron with the Barcelona jersey. Nice game last night if you didn't see it. Lucas Grulev out of Denmark here in lane 6. Ian Dunphy out of the UK in 5. Watch out for him on this one. Alexander Pushkin out of Russia will be in 4. Norbert Jedra, lane number 3. And Fredrik Lindström out of Sweden, running out the Heat here in lane number 2. It's the Wodland chipper. They'll start on the GHDs, the implements on the floor, tell the story. They'll move to the rower, the dumbbell thrusters. The strict handstand push-ups at that deficit will be the middle part of the down and back chipper. So you work your way back through thrusters, rowing calories, and GHD sit-ups. And in heat number 1, Diego Calderon was first off that first set of GHDs. He relinquished the lead briefly to Aaron Madrid after the handstand push-ups, regained it on the thrusters and never looked back. Think about GHD sit-ups in this volume and rowing calories in this volume. Maybe not a ton of room there. And Alexander Pushkin throwing himself backwards towards the floor here, causing some movement of the implement, going about as fast as biology and physics will allow there. We'll see if he's amongst the leaders getting onto that rower. Alvaro Gomez, one of the frequent competitors in the elite divisions around Spain. Had a chance to cover him in many competitions, and it's going to be Pierre de Mule and Alexander Pushkin and Pedro Munoz. So Pushkin will move first over there in the background. De Mule racing to the rower. Here comes Munoz. Anshan Grim with the hand up. Same with the majority of the men in the heat at this point. Dunphy, Jonsson, there's Shangrim, and everyone else mad dash for the rower here. Gomez and Jedra are the last two to move, but they're all onto the row here. So a minute 35 or less, and everyone's done with those 40 GHDs. 30 calories on the row. That's Pierre Mule will take over the lead here from Pushkin. And once again, it's man from Janat coming out, blazing speed here. We're going to do 10 thrusters in the first box to step across the line for the next 10. That's why you see the hand go up so quickly. So Zamul, Pushkin, Munoz, Dunphy, Grulev, and pretty much everybody else. Jonsson here in the outside lane is kind of in that battle for the 4th or 5th in the heat, so keep our eyes on him to see But Munoz is going to make the move on the thrusters. So it's Munoz, Pushkin, and Demule. It's going to be difficult to get Pushkin in the frame here for the handstand push-ups, but I'll try. So lanes 11 and 12 are on the right. Pushkin's off on the left. Munoz, my goodness, this is what we've been waiting to see. Pedro Munoz right here with the speed on the strict handstand push-ups, and he's going to take a commanding lead, having gotten here first and gotten through those. A no-rep on the last rep. Young athlete out of Spain, but good experience there. And still will move back to those thrusters very quickly. Anshine Grim on the right. He's going to get 6 and now 7 reps from Demule. Picking back up with 5 reps to go. So Anshine Grim showing a bit of class here on the deficit strict handstand push-up. 7 out of the gate. Set of 3, but it's all Pedro Munoz here in heat 2. Chasing down Diego Calderon's time of 8:40. Pushkin is going to be second here. And now Anshine Grim. And appeared to have a malfunction with the rower in the first round. I saw the judge when I was walking by hold the fist up, signaling the head judge to come over. There's always contingency plans for those things. But once getting to the thrusters and handstand push-ups, Anshine Grim moving as fast as anyone other than Pedro Munoz. And 70 reps to go for Munoz. We're at the 5-minute mark here. We're going to see who's going to be the next man to the rower. It might just be on. We're not with us earlier. Anshine Grim, in addition to being one of the top athletes in South Korea in competitive fitness, is also a former podium athlete at the Olympics, having taken 3rd place in judo in 2021. Rower is working just fine now. So on in second, Victor Cardenas, Alexander Pushkin, and now CM Dunphy, we see getting to the rower over there, the top 5 in this heat. Munoz in the black shirt there, continuing to lead. And Pierre Demule, who was fastest through the first 70 reps, will be 6th back here. Lucas Gulev right behind him. Marcus Scheidemann, middle of the floor. Felix Sobron getting to the rower. Ingi Jonsson off camera, now coming. 10th in the heat. Still no hand up for Munoz. Now the hand goes up at the 6:30 mark. You know, everyone finished those first 40 thrust or 40 GHDs in under 1:35. So he should be on pace for a new top time here, and really no surprise based on the speed of those strict deficit handstand push-ups. Calderon needed 3 sets to get him done. Munoz had 1 no rep that cost him doing it unbroken, but otherwise picked back up and took care of business. So it's going to be Pedro Munoz. Anshine Grim on his final calorie. 3 to go for Pushkin, 4 for Cardenas, 4 for Demule. 7:10 on the clock. And it's Dunphy, actually. No signal from the judge, but he got the work done. So Dunphy 3, Demule 4, Cardenas 5. Pushkin and Grulev both with 1 finger up back there. And Grulev will pass Pushkin, so Alexander Pushkin fading on that last second rowing set. Top 2 guys are closest to us in the camera in the black t-shirt. Pedro Munoz and then Anshine Grim on the right, gray shorts, no shirt on. 7:45 on the clock, but within a minute of the time to beat from Calderon. Ingi Jonsson now getting to the GHGs off camera. Felix Sobron as well in the Barcelona jersey there, just behind him, and now Marcus Scheidemann. 4 reps to go. And it looks like Pedro Munoz will have the new time to beat. So Spain takes this one. 8:09. Unofficial time. Competition corner will have all the official results. No hands up for any other athletes yet. See if Dunphy can close the gap here on Shangrim. No. Marco Schreidemann, no, Pierre de Mule, excuse me, who was fastest on that first set of GHDs. So Pierre de Mule, extremely proficient on the GHDs. He'll get in at 8:44. Dunphy, 8:46. And Cardenas, 8:50. And on Shangrim, 8:52. I'm curious to see how the rowing incident ends up playing in, if there's any kind of appeal, but it will be Pedro Munoz, Diego Calderon out of the previous heats, and then Pierre de Mule, so Clase Jana, with the second and third fastest time so far. Pushing gets in at 9:07. Here comes Lucas Gruleff at 9:10. Ingi Jonsson jogs to the line, 9:16. A couple of the Spanish men over here. But the race for the next finisher is in the middle of the floor. Felix Lebrun with a big pause, allowing Marcus Scheidemann to catch up here. One more for Scheidemann. He'll get in. Here comes Lebrun. Frederick Lindstrom. One more Norbert Jedra there. Next finisher will be on the far side of the floor from us at the moment. Antonio Garcia Revolo. He'll get in. Let's go! Final couple reps here for Miguel Garcia, Barcelona, and just 77 feet. And it's stellar day one. Got into the top heat. That is good yesterday, dropping down into heat 3. Let's see how day 3 shakes up for him now. Alvaro Gomez, the last 2 men out here in this heat. And Pedro Munoz, who took the heat and set the top time at 8:09, cheering on his fellow countrymen. And there's Pierre de Mule coming by to cheer on the Ninja as well. Crowd starting to fill in here on Sunday morning. Top 2 heats for the men are coming up. Last 5 reps for both men on these GHDs. 2 for Alvaro, 2 for Norbert. Last 1 for each man. Race to the finish. Alvaro Gomez and Norbert Jedra will close out for the men in heat 2, but it's Pedro Munoz, 8:09, new top time to beat. Final 2 heats of men coming up next.
You have 90 seconds.
Just clear the lens for you guys there. Heat number 3 for the elite men is on the floor for the Wodland chipper in lane 16 out of the Canary Islands. We got Ale de la Guardia, Carl Feldmer out of Germany back there in lane 15. Diogo Pereira, great event yesterday for him out of Portugal, will be in lane 14. Jakub Cislek, young man out of Poland, in lane number 13. Van Tai, wily veteran out of the UK in lane number 12. Another Polish athlete here, Alexander Blosik, competes a lot around Europe. Will be in lane 11. Watch out for him on this one. Sam Zurlik, the top seeded, or the second highest seeded man in this heat out of Finland. He'll be in lane number 10. The top seeded man in this heat, Carlos Ferreira, another sneaky athlete to watch. He's going to crush those thrusters, and if he gets handstand push-ups done, he could be a contender for the fastest time in this heat. Antonio Macaronis out of Greece with an amazing lift yesterday. Chris Chambers out of the USA, but living in Mallorca. Yuri Marenchenko representing Italy, as always. Rui Figueiredo, another Portuguese athlete. Michel from Belgium. Nicolas Bedon out of Ecuador. And Joseph Hurley out of the UK. Rounding out the men here in heat number 3 of 4, taking on the Wodland chipper. Down and back style event. The equipment tells the story. The GHD sit-ups for 40, the row for 30, the thrusters for 20. Deficit handstand push-ups, about 5 inches on that for 10, and work your way back towards the finish line. They're all chasing 8:09 for Pedro Munoz, 8:40 for Diego Calderon was the fastest time in the first heat, and the second fastest so far. His training partner, Pierre de Mule, about 3 or 4 seconds behind that. 8:09, 8:40, 8:43, the top 3 times we've seen so far. No definitive pattern about where this one's been won or lost so far. It really feels like you can make a big advantage on the swift handstand push-ups. And for Pedro Munoz, that was absolutely the case. But a lot of other athletes jostling on different parts of this one. This is Carlos Ferreira, and I'm expecting Carlos to be aggressive here. When he sees workouts like this and knows he can do well, especially being in this, the one position out of that top heat, he wants to get into that final heat for the final event this evening. 5 reps to go for Ferreira, as well as Yuri Marenchenko, and now Chris Chambers and Carl Feldmer, and you're going to see almost all of the men start to move at the same time. So it's Feldmer, Ferreira, Chambers, Marenchenko, the top 4. Here comes Dan Tai, Ale de la Guardia, Nicolas Bedon, Michel, Blosik, Zurlik, Figueiredo, Macaronis, and Hurley, the only man left on the GHGs, but a hand up from his judge as well. Nice composed stroke there for King Kong. Shout out to the community that he's fostered and created it in the Canary Islands. Carl Feldmer, talented man out of Germany. There's Diogo Pereira, Jakub Cislek, and Alexander Blosik either side of Dan Tai there. The Poles wearing black today. Sam Zurlik, like Joni Mata, we will see him in Finland for the Turco 2005 this year. There's Carlos Ferreira. I have a feeling we're going to be checking with him in just a minute. Macaronis out of Greece. Chris Chambers, 5 calories to go. Only man with the hand up. A former collegiate football player. Saw Rich Cronin and Matt Fraser videos. Thought this looks fun. Maybe I'll try this. This is his first elite competition. And he's really shown to have a tremendous capacity, as expected with someone like that. It's the high skill stuff that's been holding him back relative to that capacity. So let's see how those strict handstand push-ups go. But look at that speed on the thrusters, and the urgency in the transition, also something that's quite notable for a new athlete. We've seen a lot of athletes set those dumbbells down as they make the transition from 10 into the next box. Not the case for Chambers, and the shoulder fatigue in these middle 50 reps is another factor to consider. Nicolas Bedon and Carl Feldmer are 3rd and 4th in the heat. They're on bookends of the floor. Difficult to get them all in frame. I want to see how Chris Chambers does on these first couple handstand push-ups. Ferreira on the right, he's gonna set the dumbbells down. He'll be in second. You see he's got a no rep, interesting no rep there, not sure, but it looks like he's gonna get one. Let's see how Carlos and Sam go. And Carlos Ferreira will take over the lead as Chambers kicks down. Feldmer, Bidon, and Zurlik also to the handstand push-ups. Felder doing decently well, Bidon as well. Almost impossible to get the full field in frame here. Carlos Ferreira, 10 reps down just like that, and here he comes at the 3:45 mark. Both Bidon and Feldmer kick down. Zurlik is still up, no one else. And now Bidon with the hand up, as well as Yuri Marenchenko and Jakub Chislek. Bidon on the left here in the black and blue grinds out that last rep, and he's gonna take command of the second position in the heat here. And you see Michel facing the rig while Nicholas is facing away, indicating whether on the first or second set of thrusters. So it's Ferreira into the final 10 reps. Bidon and now Yuri Marenchenko and Jakub Chislek, and here comes Dan Tai. Ali De La Guardia, far side of the floor, moving into sixth in the heat. 2 reps to go for Ferreira. Ferreira will get to that rower at the 4:30 mark. Thought this could be the case with him, and certainly looks like it's going to be, so he's chasing that time of 8:09, and I don't think that's going to be much of a factor now. Ferreira was only 6 points out of that final heat position, and you can pretty much guarantee that this performance is going to vault him inside the top 15 in some capacity going into the final. Final is Heavy Isabel. That would not necessarily be as much of a strength for him on paper, but hey, after 6 events, he's going to be in that top heat against some of the top guys, which is exactly what he and his team with the fittest managers is looking for, that competition experience to be out here against some of the best from Spain and from Europe and from around the world. So it's Ferreira, Bidon, Marenchenko, Chislek, and then it's going to be De La Guardia. Keep our eyes on Nico over here. Here is Marenchenko, regular competitor out of Italy. Sam Zurlik behind Ferreira there with 1 thruster to go, and he'll move to the rower. 4 to go for Dan Tai. Feldmer now with 2 to go, as you see them both working. Feldmer will move forward for Germany. Dan Tai, 4 reps to go on the thruster. Sapphire Guitard, his partner, posted yesterday basically saying he still has some slip disc in his back and he's barely been lifting. He did 140 kilos on that complex without lifting much. He said that typically he'd do about 150, but now that the dumbbells are behind him here, he can let loose a little bit on the row and the GHD. Will be on the right side of the floor there, but it's Carlos Ferreira to the GHD, and Nicolas Bidon is going to be not that far behind him as he just finishes up the row. So we'll key in on the leaders here at 6:25 on the clock. Bidon's going to get on the GHD. They're chasing that time of 8:09. That is going to fall from Pedro Munoz. Hands up for Chislek and Marenchenko. Marenchenko in the middle of the screen moving. 2 calories go for Chislek off camera to the right. So top 3 men are on screen here, but Chislek was very fast on the GHD. He's actually just stopped to adjust his GHD by 1 click before getting onto it. Let's see if we can get him in screen here. So he moved to the foot pad 1 click away from him. Get his hips a little bit higher on it. A no rep for Ferreira there. 29 reps I heard him call. Oh no, now 29. 10 reps to go for Ferreira, 7:11 on the clock. Ali De La Guardia is the only man on the GHDs that's not in the frame right now. Carl Feldmer now joining him as well. They're both behind me to the right. But we're gonna stay with Ferreira here. And Carlos Ferreira, 7:33 unofficial, the new time to beat on the Wodland chipper. And Nico Bidon, a little lat setback on day 1, but he stayed in the fight. And second fastest time we've seen so far, about 7:53 there. Hands up for a couple after. It's going to be Jakub Chislek, 8:06. Yuri Marenchenko, 8:08. Still both probably underneath Munoz time. So 4 times faster than Munoz in this heat, we believe. Competition Corner will have all the accurate and finalized results. Always go there to check it out. And up for Sam Zerlich, as well as Carl Feldmer. This is going to be a close one. Feldmer moving faster. 1 to go for Carl Feldmer, and Feldmer will pass Zerlich on the final rep of the GHGs. 8:35, 8:38. Both faster than those times of 8:40 and 8:43 from the guys out of Costa Jana. DeGuardia will be behind those men, but he'll get across at about 8:49. And King Kong will be looking forward to that heavy barbell in the final. 5 men working on the GHG. Dan Ty is going to be the next finisher there in the Mayhem Athlete shirt. Look at in about 9:03, which would be ahead of several men who were in that 9:05 to 9:20 range from previous heats. Chambers farthest away from us of the men on the GHD. Got off to that super fast start. As expected, a little bit of he's a bigger athlete, taller athlete, and that high skill stuff will be the last things to come around for him, but he's young. And Chris Chambers is one of the names that I've marked down this weekend. Keep an eye on, see if he makes some progress up the ranks. Diogo Pereira will get across at about 9:32. All the remaining athletes in this heat are on the GHDs. Chambers looks like he's going to be the next finisher. He's got a 2-rep lead over Macaronis. And Chris Chambers representing the USA, 9:53. Here comes Macaronis. He'll squeak in under the 10-minute mark. And Alexander Bloshik, 10:04 unofficially for him. Two of the bigger men in the heat here, Michelle and Joseph out of Belgium and the UK, grinding through the last couple reps of their Wodland chipper. MVG gets it done. You want to do like a 2-question interview?
Yeah.
When do you finish it? Five reps to go for Joseph Hurley. Final rep, and we'll bring him into the finish line here. You can just hold it by your chin, that's fine. We got Nicolas Bidon here out of Ecuador. For day one, obviously a little bit of an issue, but you've been battling back quite well. How are you feeling?
Yesterday, I could say it was a little hard because I felt like extremely tight. Like if I've done like a couple pull-ups on this side, like I've did like a Murph on only on the left side, so it was like a little hard. To be honest, I was just gonna not come anymore just to not get hurt. Just right now, really focus on next week's semis. And then we made a long trip and we've been working hard to be here. So we're gonna finish and just try to make sure we don't get hurt. Thank God, today we woke up there, the soreness is almost out. it's last day, so we have at least these 2 events to be able to push.
I think, you put your name on the map with that incredible open performance this year, but you've competed at the highest level in South America at the semifinals. You've competed with the elites in Miami at Wodapalooza, and now here in Europe. How do you feel like you're progressing as an athlete in live competition?
Oh, every time I go, like, I feel every time I grow, I learn more, I become a more mature athlete. Like, mistakes every time, like little mistakes that doesn't depend on your performance, like the right gear, like making sure your shoe size are like tight, like small things that you learn only in competition, especially for me, because like I didn't have like so much practice in competition, like in live. The nerves was a problem for me. Like in training, I'm a really good, like I can perform super well. When I used to get to the floor, it was like everything just comes down to the floor, feel heavy, and so that's the things I'm trying to focus right now, fixing, like getting myself used to being in the arena.
Well, I know there's a lot of people that are happy to see you out here competing, so we appreciate you sticking it out.
Yeah, thank you for everyone for cheering on and for like all the good message and all the good vibes.
All right, brother. Good luck in the final.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nico. Nicolas Cadon representing Ecuador, working with Facundo and the Mayhem team and gaining that competition experience, confidence, nerves, and all the details matter for these guys. Small margins out here. Final heat of men taking on the Wodland Shipper in a couple of minutes.
Number 7 on the box side. They nominate him overall Shipper. They number 9 competition leader,
The final heat for the elite men are on the floor for the Wodland Shipper. We'll give you an intro to them and we'll break down the point scenarios. Len Postel out of Germany here in lane 16. And Estes Artemis, big fight yesterday to get into this heat. He'll be representing Greece in lane 15. Ludwig Hansen representing Finland, lane number 14. Branislav Lenkovic climbed from 34th after event 1 all the way up into 8th place, and he's got more in store for us based on what we said yesterday. He'll represent Poland. Fabian Hermans, do not sleep on this guy. He belongs where he is right now, lane 12 out of the Netherlands. Callum Clements got a chance to talk to him last night. Superb competition so far. Clements is in the battle for the podium, 1 spot behind 3rd at the moment. You're 1 point behind 3rd at the moment. Moritz Fibik had a great day yesterday. First, and 5th to surge into 2nd place. He's got a 40-point lead over 3rd, but a 52-point deficit to the current leader, Roman Krenikov. Koski is in the 3 spot now by 1 point over Clements. Bossard slipped down to 5, representing Switzerland. Aniola Kai said no mistakes, or mistakes equals no points. He's slipped into 7th, but he's here for the fight. Another man with a great performance yesterday, Sven Jeans out of Belgium. There is Tiago Luches, this man from Portugal. Haraldur Holgersson, the young man, returning to competition after 3 years. And Victor Lunddahl out of Sweden rounds out the top heat for the men, taking on the Wodland chipper, and it's going to be ferocious. 40 GHDs, 30 calorie row, 20 dumbbell thrusters, 10 strict deficit handstand push-ups. Look at the speed there from Tiago Luches. Or maybe it's just the hair that makes it look that way. No, Tiago is absolutely flying. Anjol and Bossard almost in sync here. Anjol maybe a little bit faster. There's Jonakoski, great hip extension and knee pop on those GHDs. That's how it's meant to be done. Roman Krenikov, German Steel. Callum Clements, with that little throwing himself back down there. All of these men know what's on the line today. The points are so tight. Branislav Lenkovic still has Heavy Isabel ahead, which could be an event win. How high can he climb? There's Ludwig Hansen, Anastas Artemis, and Len Pastel. Hands are up. 1 minute on the clock. Hands flying up from the judges. It's Luches. Makes sense because we're looking at Clements. The 2 guys we pinpointed as being speedy. Morris, Anjol, Roman, Jona, Haraldur, Bossard, Anestis. Here comes Pastel, Sven Jeans, last rep for Fabian Hermans, Ludwig Hansen and Victor Lunddahl. And at the 120 mark, all 15 men to the rower. You need to be powerful in these strokes, but maintain the composure and set yourself up for those middle 50 reps. 20 dumbbell thrusters, 10 strict deficits, 20 thrusters, and the first person back to the rower is likely going to be the winner here. In the middle of the floor are a lot of the men that we'd expect. Roman Krenikov has been an assassin out here. Second, first, commanding lead, looking to claim a ticket to the games that eluded him barely in Mayhem a couple weeks ago. Avoid that online semifinal and get himself ready for the first tour stop of WFP. Moritz Fibik, comfortably in second at the moment, but knows the caliber of athlete behind him and will be trying to hold on to that spot. He's the first one to move to the thrusters, followed by Luches. So it's Moritz Fibik again coming out with a purpose here. Koski, Anjol, now Bossard and Roman. And that's this Callum Clements, who is second off the GHD. We know he can row. He might just be setting himself up for this middle part as he gave away a bunch of positions. Holgersson's moving, Lunddahl's moving, Len Pastel's onto the thrusters. Here comes Hansen, Branislav, and Fabian Hermans. Moritz in the green shorts on the right side of the screen. First into that second part, Luches sets him down. Roman will take a break, setting up for the handstand push-ups. Anjol going for the unbroken set, so it's going to be Fibik, 1 rep for Ikai. Anjol Ikai will move forward, now second in the heat. Alan Bossard with his final rep. 2 to go for Clements, who's going for the unbroken set. Anjol picks up immediately. He's only throwing more. It's Jonakoski. Look for him to potentially do these 10 unbroken. Bossard the same. Now Roman onto the strict ups handstand push-ups. Anastas and Luches on outside parts of the floor as well. Jonakoski comes on after 6, 3 to go for Anjol, 5 to go for Moritz, a set of 5 for Roman, and he's still moving. Branislav to the wall. He's been known to do pretty well on some strict gymnastics work. Who's going to come off first? Bossard kicks up. 1 to go for Anjol Ikai, 1 to go for Roman. He gets 10 in a row, but it's Koski, Anjol, Roman, now Moritz. Last one for Bossard. The top 5 of the top 7 guys, are in the lead here. Clements with the no rep. Anestis Artemis is now 6th off the wall, continuing to surge. He made his mistakes on day 1, but he's been bouncing back. Aniol moves forward, but Roman's in the lead now. Yulkowski takes a break, so it's Krennikov, Ikai, Fiebig and Koski on the same rep. Branislaw and Jan Postel are off the wall. Bossard moves forward, he'll take a break. Here comes Geraldo Holgersen and Sven Jeans. 1 rep to go for Roman. Krennikov makes the move. Krennikov takes the lead. Rowing and GHD setups remain. Ikai glances left. Koski and Fiebig move. Clements now just off the wall. Bossard with 4 reps to go. Lucius into the second set. Holgersen into the second set. Anestis 4 reps to go on his thrusters. But the race is in the middle of the floor. Forget about the times to beat. That's going to be irrelevant. These are the top guys in this competition. So 4 men. Aniol Ikai, Jonakowski, Roman Krennikov, and Moritz Fiebig. Bossard, Anestis, and Braun will be battling after that. We'll get to those guys in a second. Here comes Lucius and Sven Jeans. Callum Clements is now moved as well. Hand up for Roman Krennikov. Nothing but first and second places so far. Nothing's going to change on this one. Roman came here for one thing. And so far, it's been business as planned. Looks like Koski, Ikai, and Fiebig all have hands go up within a rep of each other. Koski, the smaller of the 3 men, but makes a move here on the GHD. Jonakowski really is going to be clamoring for that 2 position. He's in the WFP field, and he's trying to make the CrossFit Games after missing at semifinals last year as well. Avoiding that online semifinal would be massive for his season at large. Moritz Fiebig, not a part of the WFP, and if he can claim that spot here, it would be big for him too. The implications for these men and what this season looks like is massive. Branislaw and Anestis are on the GHDs. I think if we get to the other side of Aniol, it'll be better to get them all in frame. Bossard is now moved as well. Roman moving fast. No hand yet, but he's got to be getting close. Koski trying to maintain that lead. The efficiency of that GHD sit-up, like we talked about, with the hip and knee pop, doing it the way that it's meant to be done, it causes a saving of energy that allows you to efficiency in other parts of the workout. But Roman Krennikov, walk-off win on the Wodland chipper to start things off on Saturday. Nothing but first and second so far. Love for the crowd, showing no signs of weakness. Krennikov will extend his lead heading into the finals. Hand up for Koski, hand up for Aniol. Koski with 1 to go. Aniol with 2 reps remaining. Jonakowski will take a second place. He'll move into that second position. Aniol Ikai will do what needs to be done. 7-14. Ikai rebounds from a tough day yesterday. That's the fight we love to see from these guys. Moritz Fiebig, another top 5 finish. He'll get in a half second ahead of Anestis Artemis. Artemis continuing to surge. Branislaw with a great performance. 7:27. And guys like Fiebig, Koski, and Ikai will love to see that as they're taking points from Bossard, Hermans, and Clements, who are in that podium race as well. And now up for Colin Bossard. 7:40 on the clock. Only man with a hand up at this point. And there he is in the maroon shorts. Colin Bossard will race across the finish line. Clements again capitalizing on the GHDs. But Thiago Lucius is going to edge him out. Lucius right ahead of Clements. Potentially some costly points here. We have hands up across the competition floor. Oh, no, it's Len Postel. 8:03. Here comes Holgersen. 8:06. 4 men remain. Sven Jeans will get in. 8:14 for Sven. Lundell's got a few reps to go. It's going to be Fabian Hermans up next. Fabian Hermans out of the Netherlands. Solid through 2 days. I'll take a little bit of a hit here on the chipper. See how he can rebound for heavy Isabel. Ludwig Hansen, 2 reps to go. Hansen will get in at 8:50. Last two reps for Mr. Lungo. And Lungo will get across. All the men will finish up here on the Wodland chip. And we're just going to work from England's finest, Rona Goshi.
Esperanza a sus compañeros que se dedican desde el principio hasta el final y nos va a demostrar este último fin de esta tercera vida
Oh yeah, sure. One question. Jonah, I mean, this is a tough field. There's good guys from everywhere.
Yeah.
But compared to last year's semifinals, you're looking great. How are you feeling?
Yeah, compared to last year, I feel much better, much more like myself. Yeah, too bad. It's a tough field here again. It's hard to make up points if you make one mistake. The point system is kind of, it's not so rewarding. So it's hard to make up, but need to keep trying my best. One more to go.
Well, knowing
miracle here.
Knowing that it's such a premium on execution, you've been doing this for 10 years. How much do you think that experience is paying off for you this weekend?
Yeah, I think over the years, last couple of years, I've noticed maybe it's experience or maybe age or whatever, I don't know, but usually I start performing better and better the longer the competition goes. So maybe, I don't know why, but I'm planning to keep that going for the final one today.
Well, you fought your way up into the second spot, one workout to go.
Yeah.
Good luck this afternoon, man.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jona. Jona Koski doing what needs to be done, taking advantage of that experience and age, as he says. Premium on execution, as we've been talking about, and Koski so far in the position he wants to be. Heavy Isabel coming up for the men around 4 o'clock this afternoon, or maybe 4:40 this afternoon. But the elite women still have the Wildland Chipper coming up. We'll be back at Heat 1 for the women after this. It's Sunday at Wodland Fest here in Málaga, and it's the elite women's turn to take on the Wodland chipper. Heat number 1 of 4 is on the floor, and lane number 15 there, Sophie Benani out of Morocco. Vilde Berkeley in the blue pants here will be in lane 14 out of Norway. Christina Peterson there in the yellow and black. Lane 13, Lauren Hunter in the purple and blue. Deborah Fignoni in lane 11. Mary Rongstad, lane 10. Sina Hartel, the gray pants there. Lane number 9, Min Jung Kim out of South Korea in lane 8. Justin Kacheva representing the UK in 7. Roxanne Kocher, lane number 6. Emma Galova in lane 5. Chelsea Ranieri in lane number 4 will round out the heat out of the United States. Down and back chipper to start things off here on the final day of competition. 40 GHEs, 30 cal row, 20 thrusters, 10 depth handstand push-ups. Only the yellow plates for the women back there. It's probably about 2 inches of a deficit. And then work their way back through the thrusters, row, and GHG. Last cycle right there for Min Jung Kim. Middle of the floor, we're going to see several athletes move there. Min Jung Kim first to move. And final couple athletes with the final rep on the GHD. And they'll all head to the rower for 30 cals on the rower. You're watching on the men's side of things. You can certainly get off to a fast start, but it's that middle 50 reps where it's the biggest opportunity to make a move on this one. And the athletes who have the capacity to do the strict handstand push-ups in 1 or 2 sets will likely get back to the row in GHG first. And it's hard to make much of a move at that point. Min Jung Kim, first off the GHD, looks like she's going to be first off the rower. She's in the middle of the screen on the left there in the white and black. Hands up for several others, Lauren Hunter, Sina Hartel amongst them, Justin Kacheva, and Christina Peterson as well. So it's Min Jung Kim, Lauren Hunter, Sina Hartel, the first 3 to move. Kacheva on the left side in the all black there moving back, and now Peterson to the right side in the gold top and black pants. The top 5 in heat 1 of 4 for the women here. This is workout 6 of 7. Move forward after each 10 reps on the thruster. Min Jung sets down the thrusters. Lauren Hunter does the same before picking up for the second set. Vilde Berkeley, Sofia Benani, Roxanne Kocher, Emma Galova also moving to the thrusters. Last 2 calories for Rongstad and Ranieri, and all of the women into the third movement of the chipper, progressing towards the wall for those 10 strict handstand push-ups. And Min Jung Kim again will be the first one to move. Lauren Hunter on her heels. And let's see who makes the aggressive move to the handstand push-up wall first. Sina Hartel, third off the thrusters. Kacheva fourth, but Hartel's going to kick up first. She's right in the middle of the floor in lane 9 in the gray pants. Only person doing handstand push-ups. She'll get a set of 3 in. And now Kim kicks up, as well as Kacheva. Hunter thought about it for a while, and in the meantime, in lane 11, Pignoni kicked up, but now she got a no rep immediately and is told to get off the wall. She repositions herself. Hand up for Hartel, hand up for Kim, middle of the floor, lanes 8 and 9. Hartel kicks down with a couple reps to go. Kim does the same. Hunter now cruising. Golova on the wall. Kachaeva as well. 1 rep to go for Sina Hartel. She fights it out, and Sina Hartel will take over the lead here. Kim with her final rep, so Hartel picks the dumbbells up as Kim comes off the wall. Right in the middle of the floor facing you, Sina Hartel. To her left, her right, excuse me, your left, and the white and black is Minjung Kim. So battle for 1 and 2 in the lanes right next to each other. 8 reps down. Oh, Hartel moved forward early, a mistake there. 1 extra rep, and now she can move. Kachaeva comes off the world third. Deb Pignoni on the right side of all black, fourth off the wall. Rongstad grinding through reps, 3 reps to go on the handstand for her. So 4 women on the thrusters. The rest on the handstand. Chelsea Ranieri passes half the heat on the handstand push-ups. She'll move into 5th overall. Way on the outside lane to the left in the neon shorts, but Hartel moves forward at the 6-minute mark. Minjung Kim right behind her. Minjung Kim was faster on the opening 70 reps by a decent margin, so with only rolling and THC sit-ups remaining, see if Hartel can fend off the South Korean. Kachaeva now up to 3rd in the heat. With every movement, she's been advancing through the ranks of this heat. So is Hartel, and to the left of her, Kim, and the left of her, Kachaeva, 1, 2, 3 in that order. Pignoni on the right side, you see her moving forward now with the blue bun in her hair and the all-black outfit. Towards the outside on the left in the blue top and black pants, Emma Golova out of Slovakia. Very fast and smooth reps on the thrusters, takes a quick break, shakes it out, and she'll pick them back up. Ranieri, Benani, and Rogstad in the second set of thrusters as well. Hunter now done with 10, and she'll move forward. Peterson working on the first set of 10. And Vilda Berkeley still back on the handstand push-up wall. Golova moves forward all the way up to 5th in the heat now. Hands up for the top women in the heat here as we're getting set for the final part of this down and back chipper. Sina Hartel does hold on to the lead through the row. Mounting the JHD there, 1 calorie to go for Minjung Kim. And just to the right here in the blue, we see Pignoni glancing over. She's making a push here late. So it's Hartel, Kim, and now 1 calorie to go. And Kachaeva will hold on to the 3 spots, so no change on the rower for the top 3s. Pignoni now in the 4th spot. Hands up for Golova on the rower, 3 calories to go for her. She's just in the background. We'll see her moving here in a moment. She'll be wearing a blue top and the black pants. To the outside of Kachaeva with those red wristbands and black outfit otherwise. Here comes the Slovakian. I have to think that Kim is going to make the move on the GHGs. A faster cycle rate than Hartel. Hands up on the rower for Ranieri, Hunter, Peterson. Benani is on the GHD. 6th in the heat. We'll catch up with her in a second. Let's get the leaders across the line. And by 2 reps, it's going to be Mingjung Kim out of South Korea, setting the time to beat 9:27. Sina Hartel, 3 seconds behind at 9:30. 3 reps to go for Kechaeva, 4 reps to go for Pignoni. Both wearing all black. Both finish at the same time. Do either of them know it? Race to the finish. Got to give it to Kechaeva by about half a second there over Pignoni. 3rd and 4th in the heat. Hand up for Glova. Nani right in front of us here in the red. But Glova's going to finish next down there. Out of Slovakia, 5th in the heat. Nice finish for Emma Glova. Nani should be leading amongst the 5 remaining athletes on the floor. There goes the hand up for Sofia out of Morocco, who lives in Spain. Had a chance to talk to her on day 1. Super nice and kind woman. And a big smile as always. Sofia Benani. Four women on the GHD. Closest to us is Peterson, then Lauren Hunter, Rongstad there in the gray and black, Chelsea Ranieri in the neon shorts on the far side of the floor. 2 calories left on the rower for the final 2 athletes on the floor. Berkeley and 3 minutes at a time cap. Berkeley now getting to the GHD there in the blue, but Lauren Hunter will get across 11:04. And Coach Chair also on to the final 40 GHDs. Hand goes up for Peterson. And Christina Peterson checks with her judge to make sure she's done, and she'll get across at 11:32. Mary Rongstad out of Norway looks like she'll be the next finisher here. The Rongstad goes. Top 2 in the heat right here. Hartel on the left. And John Kim in the white and black taking the heat. Chelsea Ranieri will get in. And 2 females from the USA. There's Emma Galova out of Slovakia. Nice finish for her there. Roxanne Cochair here. And Bill Dilly Berkeley down on the other side of the floor. Vilda Berkeley, final rep on the GHD. She'll finish it out with 90 seconds to spare against the time cap. Last 5 reps here for Coach Chance. The 12:49 mark should wrap it up for the crowd. Kechaeva, good work out there. But Mingjung Kim out of South Korea, 9:27, time to beat. 3 heats to go for the women in the elite division on the Wodland chipper. Heat 2 for the elite women Sunday morning here in Malaga on event 6. Camille Barbeau there in lane number 16 out of France, making an adjustment on the GHG. Next to her, Lydia Bartoszek in lane 15. In the yellow shorts here, Danae Migliori, one of the heaviest lifters we saw yesterday on the barbell complex out of Argentina. Next to her, we got Sapphire Goddard out of the UK in lane number 13. And most of the other women back on the starting mats. Maddie Edwards in the training think tank attire there, the all black out of the United States. She'll be in lane 12. Next to her, Rios Lopez out of Spain. In lane number 10, Jasmine Ghilardi, Italy. In lane number 9, Chiara Di Sudati, also Italy. Anis Lankri out of France will be in lane number 8. Next to her, Martina Borini, Italy, lane 7. Lane number 6, Amanda Fusuma representing Brazil in South America. In lane number 5, we got Martina Krysiak out of Poland. In lane 4, Angelica Bengtsson in the white and blue there from Sweden. And Maribel Gallardo in the all green out of Spain. Rounds out the heat. The task at hand is the Wodland chipper. Work their way towards those handstand push-ups. GHGs rowing and thrusters on the way in. Thrusters rowing and GHGs on the way out. All chasing down Min Jung Kim, 9:27, and Sina Hartel, 9:30, unofficially in the first heat. All the official results will be in competition corner, and I do want to apologize if you're watching the men's final heat. I think I got a little excited there. Moritz Fiebig will maintain the number 2 spot into the final over Jona Koski by about 30 points. Koski was in a really tight battle with 2 other guys for 3rd place, and I just started thinking it was for 2nd place. So going into the final for the men, it will still be Roman and Moritz in the top 2, with Koski in a pretty firm position in the 3 spot. And a lot of work to do if he wants to get that 2nd coveted spot on the podium. Hands up. Anais Lankry will be the first onto the rower, and she races over there. Fusuma second to move, then Krysiak, Goddard, Migliori, and the rest of the heat as they move to the rowing for 30 calories. Top 2 women in the first heat. Min Jung Kim was the fastest through those first 70 repetitions. Sina Hartel was the fastest on the handstand push-ups, the deficit handstand push-ups in the middle. So 2 different ways to get it done in this one. Anais Lankry and Sapphire Goddard. Now Lydia Bartoszek with the hands up. Several athletes' hands go up at the same time. So pretty tight race. Lankry, Goddard, and then there may be 10 other hands all with 5 reps left to go on the 30-calorie row. Lankry facing away from you there with the all blue in the middle of the floor. Goddard off to the right in the gray pants. Second to the dumbbells, 2 to her right is Lydia Bartoszek, and now everybody else. But it's all gonna come down to those strict handstand push-ups. Lankry moves forward first. You have to move after 10 reps on the way in and also on the way out. Facing the rig in the first part, facing the fans on the second part after the handstand push-ups. Lankry, 3, 2, and 1 reps to go. She'll move to the handstand push-up ball, and let's see how much time she takes before kicking up for this. It's pretty much the telltale sign. Anais Lankry on the wall. and fights for that first rep, and it's going to be singles for her. Way on the left side in lane 4, Angelica Benson, Maribel Gallardo, and in lane 10, Jasmine Gilardi. And Gilardi moving much faster than everyone else. 5 reps done in about 5 seconds for her. Bengtson and Gallardo making fast with the dumbbell. They're two of the stronger athletes in the field. But it's going to be all Jasmine Gilardi here. Final rep, and she's going to be out of the wall before most of the women even get 3 reps done. So Jasmine Gilardi, like Sina Hartel, taking advantage of the proficiency on the deficit strict handstand push-up. Almost no break, getting back to the dumbbells. 5 reps down already. And it is Gallardo on the far outside lane, followed by Amanda Fusama in the red pants off to the left. Here comes lane 7, Martina Borini, and lane 9, Sudati. So 3 Italians in the top 5 here, along with Fusama out of Brazil, Gallardo out of Spain, and now Bengtson out of Sweden. Two reps to go, and now 1. Gilardi will go to the rower first. She's chasing that time of 9:27. Looking very good here on workout 6 in heat number 2. Four women to the rower. Gilardi's going to be closest to us. Gallardo. Get a little clearer picture for you guys there. So Jasmine Gilardi closest to us there. And Maribel Gallardo out of Spain on the far side of the floor in the all green was second through those thrusters. She made both sets of 20 thrusters, just looked like absolute child's play. Pretty close behind her, the next 5 women who are in between Gilardi and Gallardo, who are on opposite sides of the frame that you see on camera. Off camera, Lydia Bartosic is just now getting to the row. Lankry in the background there on the thrusters with her final rep. Godard, Migliori, and Camille Barbeau also working on the thrusters. And in lane number 11, Marina Rios Lopez has just finished the handstand push-ups, and she'll move back as well, leaving Maddie Edwards as the only athlete still working through those deficit handstand push-ups. Hand goes up for Gilardi. 6:52 on the clock, 9:27 the time they're chasing. So we're gonna have a new time to beat, and it looks like it's gonna be Gilardi here. Final calorie on the row. Hand goes up for Gallardo. And now also in lane 7 for Borini, who glances up at her fellow Italian countrywoman. Gallardo is going to make the move there in the outside lane. 1 calorie to go for Borini, 2 to go for Sudati. So 3 Italians, 1 woman from Spain into the top 4 positions in heat 2 here. Bengtson with a hand up on the rower. She'll be wearing white and blue towards the left side of the screen. They're back on the rower. Last couple calories for her. That's 23 reps now for Gilardi. 7:50 on the clock. Hands up on the rower for Fusama, but before her, Krishak's gonna get off. 2 calories left for Amanda. On the rower, Lankry and Bartosic hands go up at the same time. They'll be 9th and 10th in the heat. But Jasmine Gilardi with a new time to beat, 8:24 by over a minute over the top times from the previous heat. It's going to be a close race for second in the heat here. Gallardo down there on the end, Borini right here in front of us. And it's going to be Maribel Gallardo, 8:45. Martini Borini, 8:48. And now Chiara Sudati, 8:53. Usma in the red. Krzysiak next to her in the all black. Bengtson in the white and purple. Should be the next three. Krzysiak there. Not how you would coach the GHD sit-up to be done, but in the terms of competition, it works. 9:23, so she'll be ahead of Ming Jung Young's time as well. I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 women will get ahead of Ming Jung. Amanda Fusuma in at 9:33 behind the top 2 times from Heat 1. Anais Langkry will be next, 9:44. And Anais Langkry will get across. Here comes Lydia Bartoszis, 9:54. Angelica Bengtson on the far side of the floor is going to be the next finisher. There she goes, just over the 10-minute mark. In the pink and black is Camille Barbeau, in the yellow is Migliori, Godard in the blue and gray, and then Rios Lopez in the green and black. And goes up for Barbeau. And Camille Barbeau out of France, 10:42 unofficial. Hands up for Godard and Migliori, racing to be the next finish here. And it looks like it is going to be Sapphire Godard. 10:52. Migliori hustles across, 10:57. Last rep here for Rios Lopez. 11:03. And Maddie Edwards on the rower there will be the last athlete working. And Heat 2 for the women. Edwards onto the GHD sit-ups. But Jasmine Gillard, the 8:24, new time to beat, setting up for the last 2 heats of women on the Wodland Shipper here in Málaga. "90 seconds to the time cap. Edwards should have plenty of time to get the GHD sit-ups done. In the elite men's and women's field, we have still had all of the athletes finish underneath the time cap. Langkry and Gillard, the bracketing her there, along with Muriel, MC. Bringing the energy for the crowd here in Málaga. Just after the 13-minute mark, the American Maddie Edwards will cross the line and close things out for heat number 2 of the women. Top 30 women after 2 days of competition coming up next as the Wodland Chipper rolls on Sunday morning here at Wodland Fest. Heat 3 of 4 for the elite women on Sunday morning here in Malaga. Getting set for Wodland Chipper. Kertu Aho out of Finland here in the white and brown. Will be in lane number 16. Sarah Alicia Fernandez in lane 15 representing Spain. The youngster Maria Granizo out of Switzerland in the pink and black there in lane number 14. Madeline Persson, the best in Sweden, in the white and purple there in lane 13. Connie Easby, shout out to your family back home watching. Thanks for the message yesterday in the blue and black in lane number 12. And lane number 11, Gucci Valdimarsdottir out of Iceland. She'll be in the pink and gray. In the middle of the floor in all blue, we got a pair of athletes from Scandinavia. In lane number 10, Erika Eklund out of Sweden. And in lane number 9, Sina Samset, who's the top seeded athlete currently in this division. One position out of that top heat representing Norway. Steinen, thank you for the help with the pronunciation there. Svansdottir, sitting 17th overall. She'll be in lane 8 out of Iceland. Lisa Laiko out of Finland. A very heavy Scandinavian heat here in the white and green. It looks like empty lane in 6. Emily Lundberg was dealing with a bit of a shoulder thing. Sylvia Garcia out of Spain in the all black. Tori Helgadottir out of Iceland in the red top there. And Julia Blazowska representing Poland in the Adidas jersey in the outside lane. It is the Wodland Chipper, 40 GHDs, 30 calorie row, 20 dumbbell thrusters, 10 strict deficit handstand push-ups, and work their way back to the finish line. Jasmine Gillardi, 8:24, the current time to beat on the women's side, capitalizing on the proficiency in the strict handstand push-ups. Absolutely one of the secrets to success on this one. Fast pace on the row and GHD can pay off, but only if you're at least average relative to the field with those handstand push-ups. Maria Granizo wearing the Fittest Managers leggings there. Fittest Managers, one of these groups out here that are supporting young athletes, not just in Spain, but starting to branch internationally as well. And you love to see that. Maria has been getting some competition experience at the highest level in Europe. And a good name to be aware of. It's pretty much a dead heat here amongst 6 or 7 of the women in heat number 3. No obvious leader like we've had in a couple of the other heats. Kertu Aho out of Finland, many Finnish athletes here. We'll see her up in Turku in June as well. Terry Alicia, veteran athlete from Spain. There is Maria. Madeline Persson, top 20 in Europe 2 years ago. Connie Easby, one of several up-and-coming women in the UK. Gucci's been in Spain for a couple of weeks already, getting ready for this, and she'll be in the US for a month leading into NorCal Classic. So if you're watching from the US, you may get to see her out there in California as well. There is Erika Eklund. Sina Samset living down in Mallorca. Steinem, very impressive this weekend. Probably amongst the athletes I didn't know coming in with the most impressive performance so far on the women's side. There's Lisa Laiko. She's been competing a ton in the last 12 months. Nice performance on the lift yesterday. Sylvia Garcia, always dazzling with the fashion. Pretty good competitor in her own regard. The veteran Tori Helgadottir and the young Polish athlete Julia Blazowska also frequently on the competition circuit. Hands up for several of the women. Let's see who's going to move to those thrusters first. And it's Madeline Persson and Erika Eklund, the 2 women from Sweden, and first and second to get to those thrusters. These middle of 50 reps will be critical, and it's Julia on the outside lane, and Julia thrusters and strict handstand push-ups could be quite good for her. So we'll kind of post up over here and see how the heat unfolds. Maria Granizo, Sarah Elisa Fernandez move next, both representing, well, Maria lives in Spain, but representing Switzerland, Sarah from Spain. And Kertu Aho runs over to the dumbbells on the far side of the floor. All the women within 10 reps of each other there for just a second before Persson, Julia Blazowska, and Erika Eklund, along with Steinem's, step forward at about the same time. Persson now to the handstand push-ups. And she's not wasting much time at all. Let's see if we can get a shot of this, as she's the only person who's on to those strict handstand push-ups. Sarah Lisa Fernandez actually will be next, 2 to her right. So it's Pedersen. She gets a no rep there on that rep. Look at Sarah Lisa Fernandez go in the black. 5 reps to go for her. Pedersen back up on the wall along with almost the entire heat at this point. And Pedersen's going to be done in 2 sets. So Madeline Pedersen makes a move here on the thruster handstand push-up. And this is going to be a competitive time. Pedersen was on 295 points. You need 325 to get into that top heat. So 30 points off the pace right now. She can send a message to that top heat of women. Sarah Elisa Fernandez next off the wall. And here comes Sina Samseth glancing over at Madeline Pedersen. They will have competed against each other previously. 1 rep to go for Connie Easby. She'll move forward 4th in the heat. I think Julia Blajowska is going to be next on the far side of the floor, along with Erica Eklund. No, Julia got a no rep. Eklund moves forward, and now Sylvia Garcia will be 6th in the heat. Pedersen to the rower. Sarah Alicia and Sina Samfit both set the dumbbells on. Sarah looks over at Sina. Sina does not. They pick them up within a rep of each other. Easby 1 rep to go in the first 10. Granizo moving forward. Now Blajowska and Turi Helgadottir off the wall. So it's Madeline Pedersen alone on the rower. Only 2 women still on the handstand push-ups. It's Lisa Leichel and Gucci Wallinosauter. First 3 to the row, Pedersen, Sarah Alicia, and Sina Samseth, who now looks down to success where she's at in the heat. Here comes Connie Easby holding that 4th spot. Stainham, within her last couple of reps, Erica Eklund and Sylvia Garcia as well. Stainham will move 5th. Eklund jogging forward, Sylvia walking. They'll sit down to the same time as Stainham gets it moving. Now Maria Granizo, all underneath the 6-minute mark as they get to those final 70 reps, 30 on the rower, 40 on the GHD. 2 minutes and 24 seconds away from the time to beat, set by Jasmine Gilardi in the previous heat. Keftu Aho will advance, and Julia Blajowska bookends of the competition floor. Hand goes up for Madeline Pedersen. Last few calories for her. Pedersen watches the calories tick to 30, and she'll move forward to the GHD sit-up. 40 reps to go. 6:40 on the clock. Plenty of time chasing down Gilardi. No other hands up yet on this heat. So a commanding lead in heat 3 for Madeline Pedersen. This time may stack up pretty well against the final heat also. 2 sets on the handstand push-ups. Fast rate on the thrusters. Gave nothing away on the rower. May have even made up ground relative to her heat. It looks like Sina Samseth is going to be next to move. I have not seen a hand up for Sarah Lisa Fernandez. And now it does go up at the same time as Easby. So look for Sina on the left side in the blue to take over the 2nd position. 3 reps to go for both Easby and Sarah Lisa Fernandez. Ekelin now with 4 reps to go, making her move on the rower. And now 5 reps to go for Stainen. So Easby into the 3 spot. Sarah Alicia lets go of the handle, but the calories are not ticked over, so now she'll move 4th. But Ekelin hot on her heels, 2 calories to go for Stainham. Sylvia Garcia with less than 5 reps to go. Maria Granizo as well in the pink. You're going to see her move here at the same time as Stainen. 6th and 7th in the heat. So it's Pedersen, Samseth, and then a battle between Sarah Alicia and Erica Eklund. Another battle between Stainen and Maria Granizo. Garcia moving next. Final rep. And Madeline Pedersen, 8:05, fastest time through 3 heats. And the top 15 women after yesterday will know what is needed. 8:05, unofficial. She gives the love sign to her coach and the fans up there looking on. Henrik Wilhelm, a friend of mine as well. A great coach and influencer in the Swedish community. Sina Samseth will get in. The clock has turned off, so I'm not sure where that will fall. But we know that 8:05 is a good score for Madeline Pedersen. Next finisher is going to be Ekelund. And Erica Ekelund will get in. Still no time on the clock. Easby should be getting close. But Stainen with the hand up first. 3 women with the hand up. I believe it's going to be Stainen who finishes first amongst them. 4 women with the hands up. Stainen, Svansdotter, another great performance for her. And Maria Granizo by 1 rep over Connie Easby. Both young ladies will get done there with a nice performance. Sarah Lisa Fernandez smiles as she crosses the finish line. And a race to the finish. Julia Blazowska by a step over Sylvia Garcia on the far side of the floor. Final rep right in front of us for Kerttu Aho out of Finland. And she'll get in. Still no clock visible. So 8:05 for Persson. Only time that I'm sure of in this heat. All of the rest of them will go to the judges. Terry Helgadottir gets in. And Laiko and Volumarzador on the GHT is giving away most of the time relative to the heat on those handstand push-ups. Last reps for Laiko. And Lisa Laiko will get in. Gucci will finish up for the women in heat number 3. But Madeline Persson with a time of 8:05 will win the heat and set the standard for the final women coming up. See if we can get a word with her here. Just.
Yes.
Hi, Madeline.
Hi.
Nice performance there.
Yeah.
This is a very competitive women's field.
Yeah, it is.
For people who are familiar with Europe, they'll know that you had kind of your highest performance 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's been a roller coaster since
Yeah.
then. But where do you feel like your fitness is at right now?
I feel like I'm getting back there, but I have a lot more to give. So just wait for me, I would say.
And I saw you giving the sign of love to your supporters up there. Obviously, Henrik is here.
Yeah.
But how is the support that you have as you're on that journey back towards that level that you're seeking?
You mean for my community or?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
The members at our box, they're the best. They believe in me more than I do. So it feels so much for me to do this. And even though they're not here with me, I feel them and it means a lot to me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them.
Is there anything you want to say to them in Swedish?
Ja, jag vill bara säga att jag älskar er och ni är bäst.
Well, Madeline, that was a great performance. Like I said, it's a great field and you're fighting. So good luck in the final.
Thank you.
Great job. Good to see you. Madeline Persson, 8:05, sending the love back to Sweden and sending a message to the final heat. She tries to climb into that heat herself with the final coming up later this evening. 3 heats down, 1 to go for the elite women here at the Wodland Shipper Sunday morning from Málaga. Top 15 women in the elite female division taking the floor here for the second to last time at Wodland Fest 2025 in Málaga, Spain at the University of Málaga Sports Complex. And Leah Storen will be on the outside lane here in lane 3 representing Norway. The other goes Bjornsdottir, 17-year-old out of Iceland in lane number 4. Julia Jakobsen, great performance so far this week out of Germany, will be in lane 5. Jen Muir in the pink pants there, lane number 6 out of the UK. Andra Moistis in the all green today out of Estonia, will be in lane number 7. Sung Young Choi out of South Korea, also wearing green, lane number 8. Overall leader in the competition, Lucy Campbell in the white and brown, middle of the competition floor for Thurman Moe here in lane number 10 out of Norway. Next to her, Elisa Fuliano in the all gray representing Italy. Taylor Howe out of the UK will be in lane number 12, having herself a great competition as well. Linda Kieshman out of the Netherlands will be in lane 13. Margot Massé, currently sitting in 10th overall, will be in lane number 14. Veslemøy Kolstad, blue and black there out of Norway. And rounding out the heat, Diana Pinchuk out of the Ukraine, representing super well for the community that she loves and supports back there in Kiev. Coaches most of the time, trains when she can otherwise, and is trying everything she can do to get on the competition circuit. She competed in Dubai, and she's out here as well. I believe has a French throwdown lined up also. Awesome to see athletes like her and Sung Young Choi in this field against some of the best women in Europe. Very competitive field. We'll get to the points race in here in just a second, but let's take a look at the task at hand this morning, setting up for this evening's final. The Wodland Shipper, GHD sit-ups 40 calories on a row, 30 thrusters 20, deficit handstand push-ups 10, and work your way back. Thrusters, rowing, and GHD sit-ups to finish. 8:05, Madeline Persson out of Sweden in heat 3, the time to beat. I think there's a high likelihood that someone in this heat, if not more, will take it down. Question is, who's it going to be? We're about to find out. As they work their way back towards the middle of the floor, Lucy Campbell comes in with 439 points. It's a big lead over Vora Thurman Moe, who's on 396. Vora has a lot of competition on the team side of things and is just starting her individual career. And she's in the thick of it against some veterans with some good experience, threatening top 20 finishes at the CrossFit Games in recent years. Sung Young Choi is 1 point behind her in third. Elisa Fuliano, 1 point behind that in fourth. Andra Moistis in the green t-shirt over there sits in fifth, 383 points. There's only 13 points behind that second place spot and is absolutely still in the battle. Taylor Howe and Jennifer Muir, 6th and 7th out of the UK. But Lucy Campbell and Margot Massé look like they're going to be the first to move. There goes Lucy, there goes Margot. Now Vor. Taylor Howe, Elisa Fuliano, Leah Storen, Diana Pinchuk, there goes Bjornsdottir. Andra Moistis, Sung Young Choi, Veslemøy Kolstad, Linda Kieshman, Julia Jakobsen, and all of the women onto the rower at the 125 mark. Margot Massé, third in there from us on the rower. She has had finishes of 3rd, 5th, and 6th, but also a 53rd on event 3 that's bumped her kind of out of that podium contention. Knowing Margot as much as I do, she will fight all the way till the end, and she's come out with some urgency here at the start of day number 3. Kieshman having some recent success. Shout out Maxell Hodge, I know he's watching her back home. Had some words of advice for her after a tough day 1, and she fought back on day number 2. There's Fuliano right there, lurking just behind that podium, and that is Vor, currently in the 2nd spot. She also qualified for WFP in the pro division, so a lot of high-level competition coming up for the former team athlete out of CrossFit Oslo. She's passed Massé on the road, so it's Campbell and Vor within a calorie of each other. There is Sung Young Choi out of South Korea. It's very cool to have her here alongside some of her countrymen and women, 4 total South Koreans in the field. Hand goes up for about 7 women at the same time. but it's Campbell and Thurman Moe, the top two coming in, who get to those thrusters first, and you see the advantage they have. Massey will move forward with a purposeful walk in third. Here comes Taylor Howe. I have to say, this is probably the best live competition I've seen from Taylor Howe in a couple of years. Awesome to see that. Fellow countrywoman Jen Muir, followed by Leah Storen. Right in front of us there, Bergios Bjornsdatter, Elise Juliana, Jakobsen, Roystes, now Choi, Fishman, and Veshmoy Kolstad. And the 3 Norwegian women in this heat will be the last one to move to the thrusters. For Thurman Moe, looks like she's taken over here. No, it's going to be rep for rep between Campbell and Thurman Moe. Let's see who kicks up to these handstand push-ups first. And it's going to be Lucy Campbell. No other women to the handstand push-ups at Margot Massey. Now getting there for Thurman Moe, taking her time. Is it calculating, will we see a big set, or is this going to be her coming to and not even a single rep on the first effort? Looks up at her coach, and maybe a little hole in the armor there for Thurman Moe. Lucy Campbell, no such problems. Lucy Campbell, winner in Marbella in her first competition back. Winner in Wadapalooza, taking down Laurel Horvath, Emma Tall, Alexis Raptis. Got an invite into the WFP qualifiers, and she's on pace to win here. Veshmoy Kolstad and Elisa Giuliano take advantage of the handstand push-ups. Here comes Leah Storen and Bergos Bjornsdatter, and now Taylor Howe. And with Joy and Thurman Moe back in the handstand push-up, it's Giuliano who's suddenly looking really good for that second overall position. Back to Lucy Campbell for a second. In the WFP preseason rankings, I projected that she had the chance to be second overall. I just don't see any chinks in her armor, knowing that that wrist is still giving her some limitations on the cleans, and she was able to go from a 35th place finish in Wadapalooza to a 20th place finish on the clean complex here, showing the improvement. Lucy Campbell is going to be an exciting female to have back in the top of the women's division in both the games and WFP seasons this year. Lucy Campbell, Veshmoy Kolstad, Elisa Giuliano, top 3 in the heat. Off camera, Storen and Bjornsdatter both just finished up, and they'll move to the rowers alongside Taylor Howe. So we got Campbell, then Kolstad, Giuliano, then Storen, Howe, and Bjornsdatter. Here comes Margot Massey, still holding strong here. Julia Jakobsen moving forward. Man, she's continuing to impress out of Germany. Sung-Young Choi for Thurman Moe back on the handstand push-ups, and dreams of the top 2 or top 3 spot are going to end at the handstand push-up wall for Thurman Moe, as she's setting up to be the only athlete, potentially male or female, who's not going to finish this one under the time. Hand up for Lucy Campbell. She's been second, fourth, first, and 20th on that clean, as we mentioned. Kolstad right in front of us in the blue. Giuliano in the all gray over there with the teal wristbands. Vinchek just now getting to the rower. Jen Muir gets off the wall, and she'll move into the second set of thrusters in the background. Still waiting to see who's going to be second to move. Right now it's Lucy Campbell and everybody else. Hand goes up for Giuliano. Hand goes up for Kolstad. So Giuliano making the move relative to Kolstad there. Giuliano started off the weekend with a 16th. Once she's gotten inside here, it's been nothing but top 7s, 5-3, 7-5. And now looking to chase down potentially a second place finish. 8:05 from Madeline Pearson is going to factor in as we just hit the 7-minute mark. These are the only 3 women that have a chance to beat that time. So Madeline Pearson is going to be at least 4th here. And depending on how things shake out, could bump into that top 15. Leah Storen, far side of the field, 4th in the heat, and now Taylor Howe and Bergos Bjornsdatter. But it's right now all about Lucy Campbell. Parents and grandmother here on site. Huge community watching back home. Big smile, fingers to the sky. Lucy Campbell, another event win here in Málaga. Giuliano on the left here in the all gray, likely to be the next finisher. Beshemoy Kolstad, who will filter back into the frame here, a few reps behind her. And then it's going to be a tight battle between Storen in the far lane, Kayla Howe in the brown top, and Birgis Borgensdotter second from the end for the next 3 positions. 7:50 on the clock. Patterson's time is getting closer and closer. No hands up for Kolstad or Fuliano yet. 10 seconds until Patterson's time. That score is looking better and better. 2 reps to go. 1 rep left for Fuliano. Fuliano's going to get across. Patterson will take second. Fuliano will take third at 8:07 unofficially. Hand up for Kolstad, Medal, and Patterson. Big move here on Sunday morning out of P3. Kolstad final rep. This is going to be awesome for Beshemoy. Kolstad started the week with a 22nd and 26th. 3rd and 11th on the last 2 events. Yesterday, Storen comes across. Storen has been bouncing up and down. 6:47, 5:43, 2. Another top 10 here. Margot Massé had a couple bobbles yesterday morning, well, 1 big one. But the fight is real for Margot Massé. Another good finish. Bergensdotter legs out Taylor Howe. They'll both get underneath the 8:40 mark. Some other times will have factored in. Sung Young Choi is going to be the next finisher. Giuliano will move past her, but she's going to beat Moistus. Howe will be in the factor for that podium for sure. Sung Young Choi grinds it out, and the South Korean will get across the line. Jakobsen and Moistus now locked in a battle. 3 reps remaining for each lady. Moistus in the green, Jakobsen in the maroon shorts. Moistus moving faster on the last 3 reps. And out of Estonia, Andra Moistus at 9:08. Julia Jakobsen will get across. 9:11 on the clock there. Linda Kieshman, 1 rep to go. And out of Netherlands, Linda Kieshman, 9:20. Jana Pinchik with a hand up. Oh man. Jen Muir with a hand up. 1 rep for Muir, 2 reps for Pinchuk. Muir in the purple over there. She's going to get in ahead of the Ukrainian. Jen Muir, 9:37. Jana Pinchuk, 9:40. And Bora Thurman Moe left on the handstand push-up wall. You want to talk to Troy? Hi, Troy. You do a small interview.
But my English is not good. Is it okay?
Yes, it's okay. I will do 1 question in English. Just, how is it competing against these women in Europe?
Okay.
And then I'm going to give you a chance to in Korean, say hello to the back of this. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. We will let Bora finish.
I can answer. Korea. Well, is it the short English?
Short English for the
Okay,
first one. Second one, Korean.
Second one is Korea. Let's
Bora with her finals, deficit, strict handstand push-up, and she'll get it done. And she's smiling. Had a chance to talk to Bora yesterday. And this is going to be interesting here. She's got about 2 minutes and 40 seconds to race. And you gotta love to see that. A lot of athletes could kind of shut down in a situation like this. But the smile coming off the wall tells me that this is a personal victory for her. And something to build upon rather than a time to be hard on yourself. 20 unbroken reps on the thrusters. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to the time cap. And tough situation to be in, but sports, and there's nothing left to do but to fight all the way until the buzzer.
2 minutes.
So Lucy Campbell will get her 3rd event win of the weekend. We'll talk to her later this evening after Heavy Isabel. Warren Moe came in second. Sung Young Choi was a point behind her. Lucy Giuliano was 2 points behind her. Giuliano is 3rd in the event, 2nd in the heat as Madeline Pearson out of Heat 2 will take the 2nd position. And one by one, the women are coming over to cheer on Bora as we have less than 90 seconds to go in the final heat. the Wodland Chip against Sunday evening. The final event is Heavy Isabel. It will start at 4:40 local time for the men. Final heat of women just after 6 p.m. local time. Final 3 calories, that's 30 calories in about 1 minute and 10 seconds for Vod. You know that she has tremendous power output and capacity. 40 GHGs, less than a minute to go. Not sure if it's doable, but you cannot question the fight and determination. Thirty seconds to go. Ford could not be working any harder. You see it on her face. You see the pace on his GHDs. 15 seconds to go. Help from the teammate there, Leah Storm to get back up. Smiles coming off the wall. Clearly the deficit handstand push-up, something she's working on. Thank you to all the support, Boris says, in the heart of a champion there. And thanking the judge. We're going to try to get a word from Sung-Young Choi here. She's going to do her best in English for one question, and then we'll give her a chance to talk to the Korean audience back home. Choi, are you ready?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, you can just hold this here.
Oh yeah, okay,
That's
okay.
fine. Big competition in Europe. A lot of good women here, and you are in the fight. Is this exciting, and how do you feel?
Actually, my first Europe competition, so I'm very, very nervous because the other woman athlete is so great.
Yes.
So a little bit nervous, but during competition, the judges are good. The competition condition is good. So exciting. So I will do my best this competition.
I know you have a lot of support back in South Korea. Is there something you want to say to them in Korean?
It's to Korean.
Yes.
여러분들 안녕하세요. 일단 저 응원해 주셔서 진짜 너무 감사드리고 진짜 이 대회에서 최선을 다해서 좋은 성적으로 다시 돌아가도록 하겠습니다. 응원해 주셔서 너무 감사드립니다. Yeah.
Thank you, Choi. It's
Thanks
great
so
to have
much.
you here. You're doing great. Good luck in the final.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Sung-Young Choi, first big competition here in Europe. And I think a little bit better English than she was giving herself credit for. One more event to go tonight. Lucy Campbell with a commanding lead. It'll be tight. Check competition corner for all the official results. 6 workouts down, 1 to go from Wodland Fest in Malaga. Thank you for being with us. We will see you this evening for the finale.